Hello, all, and welcome to a morning review. That's why you hear the heavy traffic outside. I live in the city. Ever wondered why I tend to do like my reviews in the later part of the day? It's pretty noisy in the morning. And yeah, it's a morning review, first for me, because I'm not reviewing alcohol. It's dry January. It's extended dry January for me. That's why I'm wearing a cap. My hair looks like a morning mess. And I'm going to dub this one the. I just realized that if I could turn my computer around, then I just have like this blank white wall, and that would just be like perfect for like doing videos. But I can't turn my computer around because there's not enough space to go, you know, that way. Carpet's in the way over there. So, what are we reviewing this fine morning? We are reviewing cold brew coffee. Now, if you're expecting the sort of experienced knowledge style, you're not going to get it with this. Because, ironically, even though I drink coffee every work morning, and sometimes on my weekend mornings too, I I don't really drink cold brew. Why don't I usually drink cold brew? Well, because I have a pot of coffee. I have a coffee maker. That's what I use to make coffee. And I don't know. If I want a cold beverage, I generally drink cold tea. You know, Japanese style cold tea, not like iced tea and sweet tea. I'm not a fan of sweet tea. I'm generally not a fan of sugary drinks, period, honestly. Which is why you don't really see me review those. I mean, reviewing sodas would make the most sense for dry January because there's so many of them. But yeah. So, what are we reviewing? Local company, you know how I roll. This is Hoku coffee from Hoku cold brew coffee from Waimanalo, place where I used to work, near where I used to live. And this coffee comes, so they kind of specialize in local coffees. Hawaii being the only state where you can really grow coffee. And they kind of do like this terroir thing. So this one is from Waialua on the North Shore. North Shore, for those who don't know, is originally where I am from. Miss it, but there are no jobs out there if you are not a professional surfer or, like a boutique farmer or something like that. So yeah, let's just go and read this out, shall we? Simple, strong, smooth, simple, bold. Brewed beside the Ko'olau Mountains in Waimanalo, our rich cold brew coffee gives a super caffeinated kick with a smooth and mellow finish. When chilled, a layer of natural crema may form at the top of this bottle. This crema is a sign of the rich quality and generous quantity of our coffee. Please shake or warm to dissolve. This coffee is 100% grown, roasted, and cold brewed on Oahu, Hawaii, my home island. Made in Hawaii with aloha, ma lama ka'aina. Respect the earth with your help. We are a zero waste company. Return this bottle for a 50 cents refund. If I still lived in Waimanalo, I probably would do that. It's a pretty good refund on the bottle there because this stuff is kind of expensive. Most of their lines kind of in like the $4 to $5 range. This one was like 6.50, but I didn't go and buy this from like the place where they have these kind of things the cheapest. I got it from like the mainstream supermarket. So no, not mainstream supermarket. Whole Foods. Whole Foods. There's a markup on everything on Whole Foods. So if I went to a smaller organic market, it'd probably be cheaper. If I went to like a Made in Hawaii store, probably be cheaper. So kind of expensive, but support your local producers, vendors. I try to, anyways. Don't know about you guys. So let's just go and pour this out. I have no idea how you do a proper tasting for cold brew coffee. I think I've had cold brew coffee maybe in between 5 to 10 times in my life. And it's not because I don't like cold brewed coffee. It's just, like I said, coffee is kind of a hot beverage I gravitate towards. And when I want something cold, it's tea or water. Okay, kind of chocolatey notes there. Cacao nibs. Almost like a soy note too, like a soy sauce like note. You know, like a sweet soy note, kind of like stuff you go and put on teriyaki, like a teriyaki soy. Yeah, teriyaki barbecue, chocolate, cacao. And it doesn't express itself, but then it's cold beverage that's not aerated. You know, they do have nitro on tap. Um, Three Peaks had this on tap. I never got it on tap because I was busy getting beer on tap there. Really miss Three Peaks. Kind of wish it was still around. Kind of wish I could try this nitro, but we have it as it is right now. So, yeah, that's the nosing. Doesn't express much, but it's a cold beverage without like carbonation or nitration or anything like that. So, onto the palate now, shall we? Huh. Boy, it really has like that barbecue flavor and also a very round umami feel on the tongue. It's more umami than sweet, actually. Every other cold brew I've had has been like subtly sweet. This is pretty boldly umami. Finish is just a ghost of roastiness as a top note and a very slight bitterness on the tongue. There's kind of a slightly earthy, chocolatey base underneath that umami note. The umami doesn't really sit on the tongue so much as it expresses itself in the nose, quite honestly. Um, but it definitely has an umami mouthfeel. I kind of want to go and try like just Wailua coffee, but like a bag of this stuff is really, bag of like beans, really expensive. Locally grown coffee is kind of expensive. Kona is probably the cheapest, and that's still almost $20 for like a yay sized bag of beans. I do like local coffee, but coffee is really a functional beverage for me, and not really something I explore too much. Back when Starbucks had like that region beans, at that one, they didn't have it at every store, but they had it at the one close to my grandparents' house. I really enjoyed that, exploring that for a little bit, but I haven't really explored coffee since then. I think they removed that because it was so labor intensive and not quite worth the cost for them, I guess. I was the only person that ever ordered off of that thing when I was there, and that's a pretty crowded and busy shop. Am I feeling caffeinated? I gotta tell you, no, because I'm so inured to caffeine that I basically drink the stuff to be baseline. In fact, I had like when I woke up, I had like some cold tea because I didn't want to be like my usual super groggy morning self while doing this review, so I had to pre-caffeinate before I actually caffeinate. Caffeine kind of gets me to just like normal mode, which is sad and disturbing at once. So, didn't really talk too much about this. I guess I'm just exploring different things for dry January and beyond. This is interesting. Would I get it again? If I was a rich man, yeah. It's kind of a bit beyond my price point. And that's not a hit against them. I know basically how much everything costs in Hawaii. So everything made in Hawaii is expensive because everything in Hawaii is expensive. And everything is expensive to get done in Hawaii. So I'm not hitting them on that. I'm just stating I'm kind of poor, so it's not outside my price point, and coffee isn't my passion. Beer and alcohol is, and tea is. They don't really grow tea here in Hawaii. Tea can be grown, and I know some people are trying it, but it hasn't really reached the marketability stage yet. But yeah, if tea ever gets grown in Hawaii, I plan on exploring it, and you know, maybe I might show you how much I like tea. It's kind of strange that I drink and explore tea as not as much as I do beers, but more than I do like hard liquors. So it's kind of interesting. I've never actually reviewed it, so I might get around to doing that, or I might change things up a little bit and start going off in weird angles. Who knows? Um, this will get uploaded eventually. I got a bit of a backlog. Why do I have a bit of a backlog? Because I'm lazy. I like recording videos. Don't particularly uploading them is a bit of a chore, and I'm not doing this for the dopamine hits. Kudos to you if you get what the joke I just made there, who I'm riffing off of. Um, yeah, give this a shot if you're in Hawaii. It's pretty interesting. If you're a cold brew fan, go and explore the various um, single estate coffees, areas, the terroirs of Hawaii. It's actually quite different. It's something I haven't mentioned yet. Like Kona, the heavily fresh volcanic soil there leads for some very bold acidic coffees. Coffees grown on Oahu can be kind of delicate. So yeah, it's a whole world to explore out there. My particular favorite local kind of coffee, this is hot brew by the way, is ka'u. I tend to find it a bit more subtle than straight Kona coffee, but it's basically the same region of Hawaii, west coast of the Big Island. So I'm rambling on. I don't know how I was able to. I plan this to be like only like 5 minutes tops, but I always find ways of rambling on because I'm a boomer, Gen X boomer. I don't know. Everyone younger than Zoomer age is being called boomer nowadays, except for millennials. The Zoomers go and recognize them by their neuroses. So yeah, I guess I'm a boomer, even though I'm Gen X. So that is your rambling cold brew review for this morning, folks. Cheers.